Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. KC's offense ready to take over. On play action, it's Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, a 22. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Throwing now is Mahomes. Got a man, that's Richie James. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Pretty good start right off the bat there with throws 1 and 2.
He's not locking in on just one target early, is he? Spreading it around a little bit as this game gets started.
Back-to-back first downs. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 39-yard line. Mahomes going to throw. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Well, only 3 plays in here, but really, Charles, a solid start for this offense. And now we'll see if they can continue their mission to end this drive in 6.
And I wonder if their play caller right now is reflecting on that last big play that they've had on this drive. Do you come back with something similar, or do you have a counter to it to kind of show it and go to something else and create another big play?
And he'll go down at the 28. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Right back to him on first down. Down to about the 22 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through. Pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
From the 22, Mahomes, wide open receiver complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try again. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
This Raider defense not giving in. They'll try to hold once more on 3rd and goal. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Kadarius Toney from 3 yards out. And the Chiefs are on the board first here in Vegas. They got to love that. 9-play drive results in 6 points.
That means they're doing the dictating. That means that they've described how the game's going to go. They're playing at their tempo, at their pace. If you're on the other side of the ball, if you're playing defense, defense is not methodical. They've got to go in there and shake things up and create a little havoc.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. Taking it about the 1. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to go. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Garoppolo. That's complete into the hands of Myers. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. On play action, now Garoppolo. And the Chiefs are going to get him. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Waiting on it will be Richie James. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road, so getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. That'd be ideal.
A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 28 yards.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
On 2nd and 10, Mahomes. Open man is Fortson. He's got it. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 36. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we could always lock in on the skill position, guys. But those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 27. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Now the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And out of bounds right around the 20. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
And filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on third down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Butker's kick here is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
Get something together. Don't give them nothing. Don't give them nothing. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's be perfect. Come on now. Let's go, yo. Okay. Let's go. I got my partner rolled out for you. Grandma was so that.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs.
Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Leo Chanel. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. out to his left. Able to slither by. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. Hey, we know Pat Mahomes can run it. We saw it right there, but you get the sense when he takes off, every Chiefs fan is just saying, hey, be careful.
You get the sense, right, that everyone's holding their breath?
Yes.
And no one's exhaling until he gets up? Well, that makes perfect sense. But the reason that play works well for him when he decides to keep it and run, because of the respect for his arm. He throws it so well and so often that when he does make the decision to run, it's usually wide open.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
2nd down, back to Edwards-Helaire. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco taking it in from 2 yards out. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Bring it! Come on, boys! Do your thing. Let's go. Dominate this. Let's go. It's showtime, baby. Let's roll. Let's go do this thing, baby. Let's go. Play a little aggressive, baby. This is the let's get it, baby. Let's do it. Let's rock and roll. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's go, y'all. Pay attention. Pay attention.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it. I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Right now in the second quarter on the defensive side, they got to feel pretty good about what they're doing.
They should embrace the feeling they have now, embrace the way that they're playing, and continue that through the half. I know defensive coordinators, sometimes they overthink it, start wondering how they're going to be attacked. Just keep doing what you're doing because it's working.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Anytime that ball comes to me,
Throwing again on second down. Mahomes right back to Tony. He's got another one. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz.
The throw for Tony is intercepted. Picked off by David Long. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. Throw left side, taken in by Renfro. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on second down. Garoppolo. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, 31 yards. And the Raiders are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, a full half to be played.
it's showtime, baby. Let's go, fellas. Let's go. Whatever it takes, I'll get it. This is where you step up, right here, baby.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
Mahomes now on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's James. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Mahomes. And the Raiders have got him. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
So we've reached halftime with the visiting Chiefs on top. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. Amir Abdullah going to take it out of the end zone. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Garoppolo. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick, and the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Mahomes to throw. Looking for Tony on the out route, and he's got him. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he will have a Chiefs first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
1st and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw, it's Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Flushed out right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The sack by Jordan Willis. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them, Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. A 10-yard completion, but still now facing 3rd and goal. Throwing now is Mahomes. Touchdown! Kadarius Toney with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game, so they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Let's go. I got you, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's have some fun. Let's be smart. Let's play ball. They can't stop us. Go home, boy. I know you hype. Come on, time to play. It's showtime, baby. Come on, show what you got. Let's go. Let's ride. It's one week at a time, baby. Get them going, baby.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Abdullah's going to stay put, and the drive will start at the 25. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Running straight ahead is Jacobs, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And this one is incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That goes for a Chiefs 1st down, 14 yards. Defensively, they were in the 3-4, and that O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with a verbal telestrator here, because that D-line has a nose over the center, and it has the two defensive ends over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside where they sprint upfield, take on the inside linebackers, and if the back hits it fast enough, there should be space to run.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front, they moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. That's into the hands of Fortson. And he will have a Chiefs first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
Well, this might very well have been 4-down territory, but that's not going to matter now. They get a nice throw there on 3rd down, and they're able to keep the drive going.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Mahomes going to throw. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That one a first down pickup of 8. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front. And it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon. And right now, they're almost lifeless.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
When you're lateral to the line of scrimmage, linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down. But when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now here's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception, and that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. This is caught. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Looking to throw is Mahomes toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the foot. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Isaiah Pacheco, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
They can't beat us. Oh, let's turn it up. Do your thing. Let's go, game, baby. To the whistle. Let's do it. This is the for the storm, baby. All right, guys. All right. Let's go. Let's go right here. Don't give them nothing. Every day, let's do it with you. Every day. Let's get guys ready to get it on right now. That's right, dog. All day, baby. All day. All day. Turn it down. That's what it is. That's what it is, baby. Start early. Let's be smart. Let's be bold. They can't stop us.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out. So out come the Raiders. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the 2 of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Garoppolo now. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
This offense so far on 3rd down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Garoppolo looks to throw. Same target. It's Jacobs again. And he is going to lose yardage here. They call it a loss of a yard there. And it'll be 4th down.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is, because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
And the defense, they were just locked in there on 3rd. They had more guys than they could block. Now Garoppolo, got to have this one. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. Down at the 25.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory. And as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 54 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
That's a great job of tackling right there. If he could have made the first man miss, maybe he could have taken it into the end zone. Instead, they stopped him pretty well right in his tracks, and you often see that in the red zone. Offense has to be quick. In this case, the defense was quicker.
Mahomes now to throw. And it's caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. Well, now how about this return? He's to midfield. Amir Abdullah. And he will score. Touchdown, Raiders.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's complete to Tony. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Well, this was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the second half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
And so much fun when you're able to have everyone contribute, both sides of the ball. You go back in the locker room and you just savor it, right? Because that's what football's all about. A true team game, and they got it done in this one.